Let's face it, ancient Romans are epic by definition. From Caesar Augustus to Rory Pond, they command respect and exude an aura of strength and calculated military excellence. This is no doubt partially thanks to writer-director-producers like Ridley Scott, who gave us a few marginally successful titles you may have heard of, like Alien, Blade Runner, Pompeii, Prometheus, The Martian, ring a bell? Okay, so Scott is huge. In this video, I set out to explore how this legendary filmmaker tells his stories. To do that, let's take a look at his year 2000 cinematic masterpiece, Gladiator. One film which I think helps amplify the iconic image of ancient Rome. But first, a summary. Spoilers ahead. In the movie, Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius charges his greatest general Maximus with the task of ensuring that his son Commodus does not inherit the throne after his death, and that instead, power is given back to the people through the Senate.
Will you accept this great honor that I have offered you? With all my heart, no.
After Commodus murders his father and Maximus' family, Maximus is sold as a gladiator slave and wins favor from the populace in the Colosseum. In the end, Maximus and Commodus face off and kill each other in the arena. Maximus is dealt a hero's death and Commodus gets what he deserves. Keep in mind that this story is only very loosely based in actual history. Most importantly, in reality, Marcus Aurelius always meant for Commodus to take his throne. In fact, he was the first of 5 most recent emperors to reinstate the tradition that the eldest son succeeds the throne. Commodus was joint emperor with Marcus Aurelius from the age of 15. The movie differs from reality in several other ways too. 1. Commodus did not kill Marcus Aurelius. 2. The year 180 CE never saw a movement to adopt democracy. 3. Commodus was strangled to death by a professional wrestler, his fitness trainer. He was not killed in the arena, as the movie suggests. And 4. Roman cavalry used a 4-point saddle instead of stirrups like they used in the movie. Yet the movie does a masterful job of creating a fairly accurate representation of ancient Roman culture. For its credit, the gladiatorial games were arguably the most popular pastime in the empire, and Commodus did actually fight in the Colosseum on a regular basis. He even cheated, fixing games by pitting himself against weak or crippled opponents. But now back to the movie. The task of every filmmaker is to tell a story using images. And that gets tricky when it comes to more abstract concepts like emotion and otherworldly experiences. So I'd like to point out that there are 2 distinct visual styles in Gladiator. One when Maximus is consciously in the real world, and one when he is unconscious or close to death. Throughout most of the film, the picture is stylistic but grounded in realism. But anytime Maximus is close to the other side, the style becomes surreal and disconcerting. If you look for it, you'll notice that the color temperature changes dramatically between scenes. And in scenes of heightened importance, the color is even distorted. For instance, in this scene, some of the midtones and highlights on Commodus' face are desaturated to the point of looking gray on some displays. Another thing Ridley Scott does very well is using motion to keep shots interesting. It seems like something is always moving, even in the most tranquil shots. Whether it's smoke, dust, snow, blood, birds, torch flame, people, or the camera, the motion engages our eyes and keeps slower-paced scenes from stagnating. Scott even uses this technique in battles. The motion confuses the already chaotic scenes and adds to the panic to enhance the audience's empathy with the characters who are fighting for their lives. Scott also uses time distortion during intense moments. Many times in battle scenes, the frame rate slows down dramatically, almost to the point of stop motion, and then speeds up again to real time. Joined with the cacophony of war and extreme close-ups, the scene almost takes on a first-person perspective, allowing or even forcing viewers to experience the chaos with their heroes.
And I got you.
Isn't it late to be playing Legionnaire?
I'm not a legionnaire.
Not a Legionnaire.
I'm a gladiator.
A gladiator? Gladiators only fight in the games. Would you rather be a great Roman warrior like Julius Caesar?
I'm Maximus, the savior of Rome.
The savior of Rome?
One of the most important tools available to a director is human psychology. A director like Ridley Scott knows how to manipulate our emotions and prod at our subconscious instincts.
Yes. You see, Lucius, sometimes royal ladies behave very strangely and do very odd things in the name of love.
I think it's silly.
So do I. So do I. Sister, join us. I've been reading to dear Lucius.
In this scene, Commodus is playing mind games with his sister, but at the same time, Scott plays mind games with us. Our point of view begins at a comfortable, casual distance from the subjects, while Commodus tells his nephew a story. Then, as the story turns into a threat and tension and emotion rise, we are drawn closer and closer to their faces. By now, we've been trained to hate and fear Commodus as much as his sister does, and like her, we are forced to endure an intimate closeness with this dangerous man.
Said, tell me what you've been doing, busy little bee, or I shall strike down those dearest to you. You shall watch as I bathe in their blood.
This gives a feeling of being trapped, heightening our discomfort until we, like Commodus' sister, can bear it no more, and the scene shifts, releasing us to the consequences of Commodus' wrath. These are just a few of many incredible successes in the making of Gladiator. I highly recommend you watch it for yourself and see what other storytelling devices you can find. Then please let me know in the comments and let's get a conversation going.